All right, welcome back to the program. It is 31 minutes after 7. Youth unemployment, one of the most pressing issues facing the country today. With a significant portion of the population under the age of 25, the challenge of providing meaningful employment opportunities becomes very, very critical. And we know that many young people find themselves without the necessary skills or opportunities to secure stable jobs. Now, that leads to widespread economic instability as well as social challenges. In this context, educational initiatives as well as scholarship programs then become pivotal in equipping the youth with the skills as well as experiences needed to thrive in a competitive global economy. One such initiative making a significant impact is the scholarship program offered by Global Arcus. It is an Indian-based organization committed to empowering the youth through education. Today, we're joined by Nondogozo Sbia. She is their agent here in Eswatini, from Global Arcus, sorry. And she's not alone. She's with the founder himself, Mr. Shekhar. Is going to shed light on how their comprehensive scholarship program is helping 385 students from Eswatini. Let me say that again. 385 students from Eswatini pursue higher education in India. Now, this program not only offers free flight tickets, fully funded food and accommodation, as well as 50% funded tuition, but it also aims to create pathways out of unemployment and towards a brighter future for Eswatini's youth. Welcome to the program. A very good morning to you guys. Maybe let's start with you, Mr. Shekhar, because, you know, given the current state of our youth unemployment in Eswatini, and I'm sure it's information you are privy of, having provided such a meaningful and important scholarship program to the country, what would you say, you know, really compelled you to come to Eswatini and offer such an important program?
Hey, good morning. You woke up us early.
Very, very early, sorry.
But thank you.
Yeah.
I had a wonderful time here in Eswatini.
Awesome.
Coming to your question is, this is not the first year we are offering a scholarship to Eswatini students. Okay. It is 387, if I can be precise with the number, it is 387 students we have offered a scholarship this year. Last year also, 180 students went to India through Global Arcus scholarship. Only I'm talking about Eswatini students. Across Africa, we offer nearly 3,000 students a scholarship. Wow. These 180 students who went to India, we had an amazing experience with them. The feedback that we got from the top-rated universities about their academics, their sincerity towards educations, and that compelled me to come again myself. I have sent my team here in this country. I myself came 2 days back to offer more students scholarships. So we had 400 seats. We have filled up like 387, 13 is left. But I met with few dignitaries of your country yesterday, and they requested me to increase the seats. So now we are going to increase the seat, and total number of seats under a scholarship will be 500 now. Yeah,
500 is a big number, very, very significant number. And I can only imagine.
I'll come back to this point that 500 is not a big number.
I mean, you know, I would say it is, because, you know, it's not like a drop in the ocean, really, if you think about the people getting the amount of help that they're getting and the quality of education that they are getting there. And again, bringing me to the point which I want to speak to you about, Nondo, regarding our youth unemployment. And you are here in Eswatini. You see it every day. You've grown up to watch it happen and manifest. All these young Emaswati hopefuls going to India and getting equipped with quality education and coming back home, because what we have since realized, speaking to at least a lot of, you know, the job market, is that it's not that people are graduating, but it's the skills they are graduating with. So, you know, them getting offered this opportunity, what does it mean for someone working, you know, for this organization, but most importantly as Liswati, who are seeing all these Swazi young kids?
I greet Emaswati, and I thank you, Mr. Nxumalo, for this opportunity. So, okay, as students are going to India, they are offering good courses that some of them will be able to come back and offer the knowledge they've got in India. They are very good in IT, They are good in agriculture. So we are hoping when they come back here home, they'll open businesses whereby they will be able to employ other Eswatini.
Yeah.
So we are looking forward that when they come back, they will also bring a new change in companies that will bring new technology in the country.
Let's go through the selection process. I'd want to know, speaking of 387 students this year who will be studying in India just this year, you know, take me through the selection process, because many of Eswatini are watching us right now. Even parents, you know, they're thinking about their kids who just finished Form 5, who are looking to study abroad, and they're looking at this opportunity as a great opportunity. What does the selection process look like?
Okay, what we normally do, we allow the student to apply. What we do, we go to various places to make presentations.
Okay.
We have collaborated with the MPs of the country.
Great.
We've been with Mbabane East. We had presentations. He called all the schools in his constituency, whereby we did the presentation. So what happens, the students have to apply. After applying, they write a test where they have to pass by 70%. After applying the test, that's where they have to pay their admission fee, which is part of their 50% that they are paying. There's no registration fee.
Okay.
The 50% that, I mean, the admission is part of their 50% that they have to top up with.
Right.
Let's say you're supposed to pay $1,800 as your 50%. Then you pay $300, which is your admission, which is part of your $1,800.
Okay. The CEO wants to add something there. I see him nodding, but he's also, you know, he looks like there's something that he wants to add.
Look, two things here. Like the two questions I'll answer during this next show is one about the skill, bridging a skill topic of the youth of Eswatini. The second is like selection process.
Right.
And you said that 500 is a good number. Yes, I understand it's a good number, but I have my own data. And that data suggests that this grade 12 exams, this year, 14,382 students are going to write this grade 12 exams.
Yes.
Here.
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot, right. University of Eswatini can absorb nearly 1,000 students. That's it. Out of 15,000, I mean, roughly 15,000 students, only 1,000 students can do graduates from Mabane and Majini University in Eswatini. Now, see the gap. 15,000 are passing grade 12, 1,000 can be absorbed in university programs. Now, the gap is 14,000. It's a huge gap.
Very big.
It's big. Now, there are two options. Either these remaining 14,000 can go abroad and study and get the quality education, or they can be a school dropout. Maybe like they cannot finish their degree programs. Now, going abroad sometimes becomes costlier. It's general mindset of the parents that we are sending students abroad or their children to foreign country to study. That becomes costlier. Their global Arcus comes out, that how we can make it cheaper than the students are paying Eswatini. I'll explain my fees after getting a scholarship. The fees is less than what they are paying in Eswatini. That is the first thing. And second is that why not allowing all these 14,000 to get quality education just because the infrastructure is not to absorb, or number of universities not to absorb all 1,000 students.
Right.
Why to debar them from that privilege? Here we come into the picture. So if you say 500, I'm planning 10,000 Eswatini students next year. That is what my plan. I talked to Mr. Honorable, Mr. Prime Minister, I talked to Minister of Education, I talked to Sports Minister, I talked to many people, and then they say that we can absorb 10,000 students provided the process goes on. As far as the process is concerned, we have a scholarship test. And that is tough. On the show, I'm live and I can tell you that it is tough. The student has to pass the test. We cannot just go to any state or any province and can say everyone can come. So
I think there is an aspect of, you know, part of my questions where I want to get to particularly funding and support, but I want to premise that with some of these questions, and I think it's important for us to, you spoke about, some of these programs being ICT based,
Yes.
and, our government in particular is in a big drive to make sure that we drive that particular sector, because it has become very clear that the next 20 years will be vastly different from the previous 20 due to, technology advancements and all of that. Let's talk about the causes. I want us to talk about the causes right now, because as you mentioned ICT, you bring a big smile on my face.
Yes.
Because that is part of, the skills gap that we see in the country, and we certainly need our young people to go out there and get that kind of education. What types of courses and programs will these students be pursuing, and how do these programs align maybe with the job markets in Eswatini?
Two things. If you talk about the number of courses, we have around 3,000 courses.
Okay.
So anyone can browse our website, and we have 2,973 courses mentioned on our website. And we are not pushing students to pick particular courses. They can pick whatever the courses they can require. They wish to do. Their interest of doing computer science, they can do computer science. They want to do nursing or pharmacy or whatever the course they want to do. We have a pool of 3,000 courses to select. And coming to this job market, you are saying, while I was coming to India, one thing has surprised me. It's my personal experience. I would like to share that.
Okay.
I was trying to apply for e-visa and I could not find. I met with the chief immigration officer here, and he said that he is looking for a company who can give us that kind of a technology where Eswatini can start e-visa. And surprisingly, they are in touch with an Indian company. I don't know one. I don't want to name that company.
Okay.
Why not Eswatini students studying computer science engineering, coming back to India and develop that programs?
I'm happy they're getting
It's not tough. It's not tough at all.
Yeah, they're getting their education, and I believe
Getting
this is the
education
kind
in
of
India,
education that
a
is
person
important.
becomes CEO of Google.
Yeah.
Getting in study in India, a person becomes CEO of Microsoft.
Yeah.
So the Google CEO is an Indian. He has got an Indian computer science degree.
Yeah.
Why not Eswatini students get a computer science degree or whatever the course they want to do? I'm not specific about. They can get a computer science degree, come back, develop a software for the country, and they can have an e-visa system.
Yeah.
Why a foreign company needs to do this?
Yeah,
That
you,
is
you mentioned something very interesting. That's very interesting, by the way, because, and I think it's one of the things that are going to act as like motivators for our young people and as well as parents to really pursue this program for Emaswat, to come back here and really, catalyze developing our economy, and not just catalyzing, but, really creating big companies that can thrive and compete with the best in the world. Are there any plans of, maybe increasing the tuition funding from 50% to a higher percentage in the future? And I think that's important, because you also alluded to the fact that, the numbers of, Emaswat that are graduating from Form 5 and needing to get into university, but the costs are just so perennial. You speak about 50% right now, which is very, commendable. But as a journalist, I just wonder, you should have plans, surely, to increase it.
So let me explain. Let me explain my fees first. Our fees is around $900 to $1,000 per semester. That is what our fees is. So instead of coming into percentage, what I would like to say you, let me tell you, this includes tuition fees, free accommodation, food, medical insurance, free flight tickets, everything. Now what I'm trying to do, this is not a much amount, I mean say $900 or $1,000 per semester. So there are two things. We are going to decrease it next year a bit, maybe like $100 or $200 per semester. So that will becomes around $700 or $750 per semester. That includes free flight, accommodation, food, and everything. Second, from your TV, what I want to address few people, your government is sponsoring students to Russia, that is in my domain, to Malaysia, that even I know the number of students has been sponsored by your government for these countries. The amount your government is paying to sponsor one student to Russia through Global Arcus, in the same amount, they can sponsor 6 students to India.
Interesting indeed.
So what the calculation goes like that, sponsor 100 students to Russia. Now you have an option through Global Arcus. You can sponsor 600 students. So it is 1:6. The same amount has to be spent. I mean,
Right.
government treasury doesn't need to pay more. They can sponsor 600 students to India. 500 more youth can be given a quality educations.
And that is what we're hoping for.
And I'm not giving extra pressure to your treasury, the same amount. I'm not against of Russia. I'm from India. They are my good friends. Malaysia is our neighbor.
Yeah.
Send them there, no problem. But even if you 50-60% of the sponsored students from Russia and Malaysia can be diverted to India, you can add some 500 extra students to India.
Yeah. That's what we're praying for indeed, for all of our Swati young people to go out there and get a quality education and come back home and develop our country. Well, thank you, Nondobego Sibia, the agent of Global Arcus in Eswatini, and Mr. Shekhar, the founder and CEO of Global Arcus. We hope that you also enjoy your stay in Eswatini, that it's warm,
It's a
and
beautiful
that you'll
place.
come back again and offer such scholarships to our beautiful people in Eswatini. Thank you so much. There was a Global Arcus. They are offering 387 Emaswati this year a scholarship to go study in India. They're looking to increasing that number as the years go by. So let's go for a break. Stop. We are